All right, shalom, shalom. Kahala Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. That my honors to the apostles and elders of the millstone were well. And salutations to the brother on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and sincerity, and risking their lives to do so. This is Ira from Great Millstone, Wisconsin. I'm coming at you with a quick lesson here. Going just to talk about the executive orders and the chip manufacturing rollout as a prelude to the MOTB, or the mark, because the thing is that the world governing bodies are doing something with their economies. They're liquidating their economies and they're pushing the unjust weights and balances of these digital currencies, which are abomination to the Lord. Reason being is because they're trying to re-spark their economies by fooling the public into believing that they still have a legal tender or a form of money, right? But that form of money is only going to lead into the form of the MOTB, man. It's all a plot. It's a trick, And the men of the Lord see right through this trick through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Like the scripture saying in 2 Thessalonians, if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. But it's not possible. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now, of course, we know that ignorant means naive, right? But let's go into this word devices really quick here. From Strong's G 3540, Slakia. No, AMA.
Strong's G 3540, Naima,
Slakia. It says a mental perception, thought, an evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. So when you go into the evil thoughts of this devil, the evil thought is for everyone on the planet to become one, a new world order, and to ensure that he needs to unite all currencies. And that's the point of him signing this executive order 14067, to ensure responsible development of digital assets. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the article, but what a digital asset would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, those so-called digital currencies, those cryptocurrencies. Now, what's happening is that the economy is collapsing. So as the economy is collapsing, they're trying to create a new form of legal tender. So that way they can ensure things like permanent tracking of transactions, and they can ensure that they can, track the whereabouts of every person on the planet as well. But ultimately, it's to lead into this chip. So I'll read a little bit of this. This is Executive Order 14067, ensuring responsible development of digital assets. Now, this is March 9th, 2022. It says, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1, Policy. Advances in digital and distributed ledger technology for financial services. Now, the ledger technology would be the blockchain, which is a permanent ledger or a record of transactions. It says, have led to the dramatic growth in markets for digital assets, with profound implications for the protection of consumers, investors, and businesses, including data privacy and security, financial stability, and systemic risk, crime, national security, and ability to exercise human rights. Now, see, the way this is phrased in such a way that, he's protecting the people by ensuring that these digital assets get developed, ethically, But that's all a ploy. It says, financial inclusion and equity and energy demand and climate change. In November 2021, non-state issued digital assets reached a combined market capitalization of $3 trillion, up from approximately $14 billion in early November 2016. Monetary authorities globally are also exploring and in some cases introducing central bank digital currencies, CBDCs. Now, this is the whole focal point of this, is that right now the whole crypto market is up by $3 trillion. Now, that's a lot of money, and the government wants a so-called piece of that pie. Now, you got to be asking, okay, how are they going to do this? They have something called United States dollar coin. that a company called Coinbase has had in development since 2017, and it's a tender exchange of $1 per one coin. So they're already putting the infrastructure into place in order to trade your cash in for this digital currency. But in the same token, right? In the same token, you have an executive order that was signed this week. I believe, yeah, I believe it was this week. Biden signed executive order kickstarting implementation of sweeping U.S. chip manufacturing law. See, why are they manufacturing microchips at the same time that they are trying to legalize the digital currencies? Because they're going to load those digital currencies onto the MOTB. That's the whole point of this. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small." And the thing is that this is a great matter, because this great matter concerns what? It concerns the mark told of in Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. These are things that are leading up to this very prophecy, man. So this is what we should not be ignorant of, man. This is a great thing. A small thing would be, for example, Leviticus 19:27. Don't mar the corner of your beard, and around the edges of your, of your head. That would be a small matter. The greater matters are the prophecies, and this is a great matter because it's concerning everything to do with your salvation. Now this says, President Joe Biden on Thursday signed an executive order aimed at kickstarting the implementation process of the sweeping $280 billion law to boost United States domestic chip making and scientific research, according to the copy of the order obtained by CNN. Biden signed the order just 2 weeks after signing the law known as the CHIPS and Science Act. It's a move that reflects an urgency and understanding of the substantial task ahead for top administration officials as they continue to grapple with the acute risk posed by the concentration of the critical semiconductor industry. And the reason why the semiconductor industry is so critical is because most of the microchips that are in existence are created over in the East, in China, South Korea, Taiwan, in countries like that. But due to the ongoing war in Ukraine with Russia, it's becoming hard to import those microchips into other countries. Well, really starting with the C-19, because that's when the world stops. Then all of a sudden this war breaks out. Now it's hard to get certain raw materials to create these things. This is the reason why Biden is pushing for these microtransistors and chips and things to be created in the United States. But the thing is that that's just a ploy to hook up the currency exchange with the microchips with the Neuralink to create the mark of the beast. That's what this is about. Matter of fact, let me read this really quick. This is Revelation 13:15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast." Now, who is the he? This is talking about E. This is talking about the so-called Caucasian. And it says to give life unto the image of the beast. Now, when you give something life, you give it autonomy. You give it you give it autonomy. You give it a way to think and to speak and to breathe, right? It says that the image of the beast should both speak. Now, when you go into the word image, that image is a likeness. That word is icon. G1504, icon. It says an image, figure, likeness, an image of the things. Image of one's likeness of anyone who is seen, applied to a man on account of his power of command. So that man that the scripture is talking about the devil, man. That's what this is saying. So that image is being powered. It's being created in the likeness of this certain man. And this certain man is the devil, who we call E. you know, starting with the chief ones, Amalek on down, man. That new world order is the image because it's in his image, the world that he wants to create. It says, of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So not only you can be killed physically, but you can be killed meaning ostracized and separated from society. And we had a test run of that and when we were in the middle of the C-19. You know, that was a test run because people were ostracized from society. If you didn't get the V, you were ostracized. You couldn't go out in public, couldn't go into restaurants, you couldn't go into public venues. That was a test run for the mark, you know, the Charagma. Verse 16, it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor. Now that's everyone from somebody like, you know, Warren Buffett to a bum on the street. Free and bond, those who are walking around freely and those incarcerated. Because we have evidence of those being incarcerated being offered reduced sentences for getting the V, you know. So what do you think they're going to do when this Charagma comes about? It says to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. Not that mark, going to that word mark, it's what? Charagma. And we all know what the word Charagma means. It means incision, a stale, a stake, you know. Matter of fact, I want to see if they changed the definition. Yep, a stamp. Oh, they didn't. Okay, a stamp, an imprinted mark of a mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand. The mark branded upon horses, thing carved, sculpture, graven work of idolatrous images. So this thing is a branding that you belong to the devil, man. You know, that's what the Charagma is, and it's gonna be stamped, or how do you say? It's gonna be cut into your hand or into your minds, man. Via what? Via these so-called microchips that Biden is trying to get established in the United States. You know, and you have something called what? Neuralink. Just in case y'all don't believe, just in case you guys out there, you scoffers, man, you don't believe what's going on, right? You have something called the brain-machine interface. Now, you can't make this up. I'm just gonna read the summary here on Wikipedia. It says Neuralink Corporation is a neurotechnology company that develops implantable brain-machine interfaces. Co-founded by Elon Musk, Max Hodak, and Paul Merola, the company's headquarters in the Pioneer building in the San Francisco sharing offices of OpenAI. So now it's in the offices of OpenAI, right? Now they're also trying to create a transient or a autonomous, how do you say, an autonomous artificial intelligence, you know? But the point is here, man, implantable brain-machine interfaces. This is a microtransistor or a chip being implanted in your brain. This is how this prophecy is going to come to life, because the Lord is going to use the devil to make it so, man. It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Because why? Because what was just explained here in this Executive Order 14067 about digital assets. All of your money is going to be controlled and loaded on this Charagma, you know, on this Neuralink. That's the reason why you won't be able to buy or sell, man. It says, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. The devil, E. It says, and his number is 666. And that's another implication that you're going to have this thing in order to buy or sell, because everything has a universal product code, and those numbers add up to 666 on every universal product code on the planet. But this thing, it's just a way for them to so-called spark their economy, for them to catch to try and catch the elect of Israel, and to enslave the sheeple, man, you know. But the thing is that the Lord is going to destroy them. This is James 5:1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." So the rich men, the elites of this society, they're going to weep because they're going to be miserable in this society. They think they're going to create this global currency and this new world order based on this cryptocurrency and the Charagma. But guess what, though? Verse 2, it says, "Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten." And the reason why the riches are corrupted because the riches are no longer just weights and balances. You know, scriptures say the false balance is an abomination to the Lord, man. It says, "And your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days." So everything that this devil has accumulated, gold, silver, platinum, rubies, diamonds, emeralds, you know, these treasures have been heaped up just for the Lord, Yahweh Shai, to come and snatch everything away from them. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your field, which is of you kept by fraud," because that's how they grabbed all of this wealth, and they're trying to liquidate it into these cryptocurrencies, "crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth," meaning the Lord of armies. So the elect who sigh and cry for the abomination in this world, our cries, Lord willing, are heard in the ears of Yahweh, man, the Lord of Sabaoth. It says, "Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you." And this is the reason why they're going to be put to death, man. This is the reason why they're not going to be able to complete their enterprise, man. This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to him that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds." And this right here, this digital currency is iniquity, man. These micro transistors that Esau is trying to create to power this Neuralink, this brain machine interface, this Charagma, is an iniquity, man. It's an evil work. It says, "When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hand." And that's what they're doing. They're putting it into action with these companies and with these executive orders, man. "And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." And that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to oppress a man in his house and in his heritage. And this is how do you say, this is pertaining to Israel, man. Because that Charagma is going to oppress you in ways you can't even imagine. Starting with the judgment from the Heavenly Father, man. But I just want to do a short update, on the Charagma and the way that the money system is moving, the direction that the money system is moving in the society, and how it's going to lead up into the Charagma. So Lord willing, I hope you brothers are edified in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule well. And salutations to the brethren on the four corners of the earth, pushing the word in truth and sincerity. And I want to give all praises. Call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rakak Wadash. Shalom, shalom, Lord willing. I'll be back with another lesson. Shalom.